Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Ama and it's been a while. So today we are going over the events from Netflix reality TV show of Squid Game, the show. This was an unexpected thing to come out, and I watched it with my family for Thanksgiving. Now the next other 5 episodes came out, so I thought it would be nice to get started on the first 5 episodes and recap that and give you guys my thoughts. This video format, this video style is going to be very inspired by a YouTuber I love, Kenny JD, because I love her bad movies in the beat and she does it while doing her makeup. So that's what we're going to be trying today, but we're also adding in skincare. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I'll show you guys the products I used if it's a nice product. A lot of people were saying that Netflix kind of missed the point of Squid Game by doing a show on it, and it's a critique on society, a commentary on capitalism, or just our society is shaped. But I'm still going to tune in. I'm still going to watch it. So I actually heard a lot of the players weren't treated that well on the show. And I do hear some people saying, well, you did sign up for Squid Game, but come on, it's not supposed to be actual Squid Game. So they are competing for $4.56 million, which is a lot of money. One thing I will say before getting into it, it's so painful to watch people with all these backstories and then they just lose. Like when Mr. Beast did this, at least he gave people 10K to go home with. This is just painful to watch because they're not getting any money from this. They spent all this time for nothing. Episode 1, red light, green light. People are moving so much at the beginning of this race that it was just so chaotic to watch. People acted like they didn't even watch the original Squid Game because they're running like they don't have a timer on how long you can run until the doll says red light. Speaking of people acting a fool in this first round, let's talk about the squat girl. And I call her that because as you can see right here, what is she doing? Squatting. How are you going to wait for the red light, green light while squatting? And the thing is, I was rooting for her because I could actually relate, because this is something I totally do in a normal game of red light, green light, do some extra pose just for laughs. But this is a game with $4 million on the line, more than $4 million on the line. So I don't know why she thought this was the time to do that. We're going to get into how they edited it. But she couldn't hold it for like 2 minutes, the squat for 2 minutes until the doll went ahead and said green. And I was like, kind of like, dang girl, that's kind of pathetic. You can't hold a squat for that long? No, that is what I thought before I heard about what was going on behind the scenes. And turns out that 10-minute round actually was like 7 to 9 hours. Yes, hours. Because they had the contestants waiting in positions for 30 minutes at a time. And that's why so many people were getting out, because they had them in that situation, which sounds terrible. And I also heard that all the contestants had to put up with all the very cold temperatures, and they only gave them hand warmers, but they were still freezing because they only had these thin tracksuits on. So they were in harsh conditioning. And for Netflix to edit this poor girl like she couldn't hold a squat for 2 minutes, it just sounds so done dirty. Moving on, the first player to win, his name, Teo. He's 28 years old and he's a personal fitness trainer and influencer who says he nearly died on a first date. That's a fun fact you can learn about him. He loves playing sports, watching anime, and he thinks any game involving athleticism will be up his alley, especially red light, green light. Slowly but surely, everyone else got there, but honestly, anyone to make it through the first round was a trooper, because that game was so hard when you take into account what was going on behind the scenes. So they bring the players back to the dorms and there are only 197 people left, which means 259 players were eliminated. So that really wiped off more than half the competition. Every player eliminated adds 10K to the prize fund, and everyone's excited. People are cheering. They're really getting into the spirit of the game. The game executors inform them that there will be an elimination going on inside the dorm, and encourages everyone to form alliances. So they do as told, and they start making friends. The bros and the bigger guys start forming groups. One person in particular who gets a lot of screen time is Brighton. And I didn't like him from the jump. He's getting a lot of screen time, and he comes off as very self-absorbed. He radiates superiority complex. No disrespect. And he describes himself in ways that gives off narcissism. I know people say that a lot. Moving on, some people in the dorms have been assigned tasks like cleaning the bathroom, like one duo in particular who are sent to the kitchen to prepare food, specifically chopping up carrots. Player 101, Kyle, and player 134, Danny. They seem like cool people. Now, while Kyle and Danny are in the kitchen, they have the opportunity by the game host to eliminate a player of their choosing or provide an advantage to anyone in the dorms. Now, Kyle suggests they immediately go to elimination because ain't no way they're actually giving them an advantage. And so Kyle suggests one duo in particular, a mother and a son, which gets a good amount of screen time. I absolutely adored them on the show. They were so cute just because it's a family on the show. And so this old lady he wants to vote out an old lady and her son, which is crazy, but he suggests them because they're already have an automatic alliance. But at the same time, it's like, bro, there are more threatening people here. And Danny points that out, and she suggests that they eliminate one of the bigger guys instead. And in particular, they bring up player 432, which I was definitely cheering for. I was definitely supporting. But okay, so we move on to another scene to leave us on the edge of our seats for what Kyle and Danny choose. And we get to see the players finally getting their meals. So the players are definitely unsatisfied for their first meal being here because they get yellow rice and over easy, which sounds like a nice meal, but they're saying it's cold and it's not appetizing, it's not filling enough. And there are a lot of big people in there. For the bigger guys, I don't know if that's gonna fill them up or the bigger people in general. They eat it regardless, and some people leave their meals on their bed because they're just not interested in eating cold food right now. And people take advantage of that. Like one player in particular, player 161, Lorenzo. And he's out here going up to people's beds and stealing their meal. Do you know how long they had to wait outside? And now they're going to be mealless because some greedy player out here came and took their food. He's described himself, self-described, as a master manipulator. But he very obviously takes people's food. And one player observes this, player 069, Jada, who's very appalled by this. And she thinks food stealing is unacceptable. Now, remember that, because this is going to come up later. So people go to bed, people sleep. And the next day, everyone's up and ready. They're chatting. But who's salty, you ask? Player 432. And he's out here chewing some guy out because he snores. And I get that's annoying. But he just does it in such a unlikable way. And I'm just like, ah. And then he says something about the guy's face. And I'm like, what? But there are more happier things going on today because it's player 232's birthday. It's one of the old men there. And everyone's singing him his happy birthday to you. And he just turned 69. So it's a sweet experience to see. But after that, everyone settles down and the sweet experience is long gone because the results of who Danny and Kyle anonymously chose comes up. And they end up eliminating this random guy who didn't get any screen time, player 200. And he's not particularly happy with that. But I'm just going over that really quickly because he's gone now. And he's like, dang, you're just gonna get me out already? But moving on, the next challenge begins, and it's cookies. So everyone forms 4 lines, and one person in front has to step up and negotiate which shape they want to get for their team. So the first group of 4 comes in the room, and they're trying to choose which shape they want. But of course, no one wants to choose the umbrella. And since they weren't able to come to a unanimous decision, they all get eliminated, and everyone's shocked that they could just get eliminated so simply. So the next group of 4 goes in, and they decide on racing to the shape they want, since it's a pretty big room and the shapes are on the wall. And so they do, but 2 guys end up choosing the same shape, and no one is choosing the umbrella. So they're all arguing, and until the timer runs out and they all get eliminated. So that leads me to episode 2, the man with the umbrella. So the next group is sent in, who is Brighton, the white man with dreadlocks, and a man named Spencer, player 299, who has a lot of anxiety and is already crying before he even enters the room. The minute they get in, all the guys gang up on Spencer, and it's heartbreaking. Brighton is like, "Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go?" That's the first thing he says to this man. He's like, "Are you ready to leave? Are you ready to leave?" I don't even know why they chose him. They probably saw him crying and they're like, "Yeah, let's target him." But he's screaming at this man like, "Are you ready to go?" And then the white guy with the dreadlocks is like, he's telling him to man up while proceeding to go to one of the safer shapes. He's like, yeah, man up. Well, he's choosing the star. And then Spencer ends up choosing the umbrella eventually after they scream at him. And he's like, "Spit on my cookies, please." Out of context, that sounds so weird. But anyway, he chooses the umbrella. He starts crying and everything. And you can already tell his team is pissed. They're mad. And there's nothing they could do. So the rounds proceed. And it's not that eventful. It's kind of gross. But Spencer got eliminated, so that's all you need to know. But all the teams go in and they cut their shapes out, and that's okay. A lot of people died, even with the triangle, which to me is the safest shape. They perished, which is embarrassing. Player 107, the son of the mother and son duo, is disappointed that none of the bigger boys got out, and so am I. He said that if he ever gets the chance to eliminate someone, it's going to be player 432, which is great. Thank you. I'm shaking hands. But out of nowhere, it cuts to an argument with Bryson and another guy arguing about the NFL. They're like, "I've never played in the NFL," or "You have." I honestly don't know what they were talking about. I watched it multiple times and I don't know. But player 432 gets really mad when the other guy calls him a frat boy, and that he threatens to beat the guy up just for like, that's a little much. And then he's getting mad at people crying on the show. Like, they're gonna lose $4 million. But yeah, he's like, "If you call me a frat boy again, I ain't gonna do nothing but when we get off this place." I don't know why my voice changed, but that's literally how he said it. And then he implies that he's gonna do something, which I know he was not. But yeah, so the guy's not taking him seriously, and he goes ahead and calls him frat boy again and then walks away. The results of the cookies challenge are brought up, and it's revealed that 69 people were eliminated. the mother and son duo, the mom goes up and approaches Bryson, and she tries to see the better in him, and they cue to the interview section of reality shows have, and it's Bryson's sob story. And honestly, respectfully, I truly could not care. Maybe I'm going too hard on him, but he's very unlikable. Next, we got episode 3 titled War. So this episode shows all the cliques that have formed after all this time being on the show with the cast. And so we can see the old man gang. I think they're called the Gooba gang or something that starts with a G. Although I don't believe the old man is the leader, it seems that the team revolves around him. He's kind of like their hope. Like, he uplifts the team, and everyone really likes him. And so the next game requires players to form groups, so of 8. And so everyone, goes to their clique. And plot twist, it is not one of the games you would expect. Like, you might have assumed tug of war. No, Netflix added a twist, which I liked, which was Battleship. Now, if you've never heard of the game, I'm not going to explain it to you, but I used to play it with my brothers, so I know how the game works. Everyone's nervous. Some people are trying to get people to leave their group, and it's making people cry, and player 432 is just there having something to say. He's like, control your emotions. Like, leave people alone. Mind your business. But yeah, we get introduced to a new character named TJ. Now, he is a former pro basketball player. And yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. He takes on a very leadership type of man. He's 38 years old, and he loves anime, collecting shoes, but he's not excited about living in the dorm. His strategy is to be humble, grateful, and create friendships, but also let others know that he's there to win. And he seems like a pretty cool guy. I like him. And boom, we're into the game. So Battleships, the first round consists of a girl named Jessie as captain. She used to play Battleship with her brother as well. So people just automatically let her be the team leader, which I expected Frat Boy to complain and be like, nah, I should be leader, because he really gives that type of energy. But he seemed like he was in the clouds, like he wasn't even paying attention. And all you need to know is that if you take out 2 of the players' boats, their blue team or red team loses. Red team fires first and they miss. Blue team goes and they miss. And then red goes and they score a point on blue team. Frat Boy, he starts panicking once they hit one boat. It wasn't his, but he's like, oh my gosh, I should have never let you be team leader. And he's already mad and everything. And it's not the type of stress you need at this point, so it's really annoying. But red team goes and they continue knocking off all the players on one boat that they have discovered. And finally, red team takes out one of their boats. So now Jessie's panicking because she could possibly be out. So she does a very cute line. I liked. It was very dramatic, but it was cute. She tried. She's just like, I was responsible for my team losing or something, but now I'm gonna be responsible for them winning. She places a bomb in a certain area and that hits red team's boat, and everyone's cheering. Blue team takes out a boat, and so now they're on an even playing field, and blue team is now having more hope. So red team hits another boat, not the full boat, they didn't take it out, but regardless, blue team is scared. Fast forward, they end up going neck and neck, and Frat Boy even does a suggestion that actually works out when they're about to lose. So I'll kind of sort of give you that. Yeah, so blue team ends up losing. Not as sad to make me feel bad for player 432 finally getting out. Frat Boy is out. And he's like, oh, well, where was this energy when I was in the game? And I'm like, it's called strategy, bro. Frat bro. Frat boy. The guy that had saved their team, that got their team to victory, his name is Bradford. He's 39 years old and he's from Georgia. And he works in healthcare. Seems like a pretty cool guy. Oh my gosh, what have I done? I'm only gonna go over this one quickly because I did not care much about it, but I'm so proud of TJ. He led his teammates to victory, and as the team leader, I think he nominated his sister as his lieutenant. But yeah, he brought them to victory, and some of his teammates lost hope in him, but in the end, none of them ended up going home. So put some respect on TJ. Okay, so new character introduced. Her name is B. She's 28 years old, and she has joined Mensa. And she says she's in the top 0.5% of the intelligence in the United Kingdom. So pretty much she said she's smart. And she would use her winnings to buy a farmhouse with the animals. Okay, and she's a game industry professional. And can I just say, I really loved how she crushed it though. I thought it was pretty cool. Hold on, let me get this nail. Wait. Let me get this out of the box. It was actually so savage how she just like demolished red team. She was crazy. She got, I think, like one miss, and then she consistently knocked them down. I don't think not even one of their votes got destroyed. It was embarrassing. Oh, it was embarrassing. What I will say is in the next round, I don't really care much to say a lot about it, but let me just say justice for Figgy, or whatever her name is, because I was so disappointed that she lost. Like, that was the only person I was rooted for on that whole team. I'm not getting into how it went because I don't care. After all the games, they go inside and people are disappointed to see their comrades no longer there. For example, the son-mother duo. The son is sad that his friend Figgy, I'm also sad she left, is now gone. So yeah, he's just got his mom there, which is like an unstoppable duo still, but still disappointing. Yeah, so then it's announced that they're going to actually have 2 elimination rounds before moving on to the next game, and they're going to happen, the first one is going to happen right in front of everyone in the dormitory, and they're going to have to vote out 3 players in front of everyone so everyone knows where their hatred lies before the next game, and they're gonna all vote on it. So the players with the most votes, 3 of them will go out. All right, this lash is totally not staying. So far, what's going on is everyone's getting together. Chani, in particular, Chani, she's player 179, and she's friends with the basketball guy, the former basketball coach or something, and another guy, and she wants, I'm gonna call him the massage guy because there's a scene where he was, the breathing techniques man, because he was trying to teach his team breathing techniques and he was just going over all that. So, oh shoot, I wasn't supposed to put that first. Yeah, so he's just going over all the breathing techniques, and I don't really know why she doesn't like him. I think she said he has bad character, but he hasn't really done anything to give bad character, but I'm still rooting for her, guys. I outlined that way too much. Another guy, I'm gonna call him the redhead until I get his name. But yeah, he was going around telling everyone, yeah, you gotta vote Chani. His character is 141. He's like, yeah, you can't trust her or whatever. And like, he was a hater. No, but I'm Team Chani all day. So he goes up to one guy and he's telling him, "Yeah, you gotta vote out Chani," and he's just totally not buying it. He's like, "I'm sticking with my girl." So yeah, I like that. And then the same guy, one for one, he goes up to another group of girls and he's like, he practically made them a group too, because he's talking about, yeah, you gotta vote out Chani, and they're like, what you proved is that you're untrustworthy. Yeah, we're not loving that, so we're not going to vote how you want us to. And they weren't even teammates. I don't know why he's so comfortable, but yeah, he doesn't really have much allies. I think he's trying to make allies by like trying to take down Chani, but it's not working, bro. Yeah, so the first few people come up and the grandma's kind of sort of targeted because she's the second person and I think she puts up a new person. Yeah, I think she puts up Lizard Man. Everyone's like, ooh, grandma, you ain't supposed to do that. And so grandma is the lady from the mother and son duo. I just call her grandma because she looks like a grandma. She puts up on display the breathing technique man, and now he's salty. He's like, excuse me, you're going to vote me? What'd I do? And so of course he goes and he puts her name up, and I don't even think that was agreed upon with his teammates, so he's kind of like, change their plans, guys. And her teammates stick beside her and they start voting him, but he puts her name up, so now people are voting her. So we really wonder, is she going to get out? I was really hoping she didn't. God came through because she didn't. No, spoiler alert. Let's keep that shh. Anyway, first the lizard man gets kicked out and everyone's fake crying for him. The plot is getting thicker, and this was surprisingly the one where people did not cheer for the money, which I was like, out of all times, this is the one you're not gonna cheer for? Breathing techniques guy, he got voted out, and some other guy that I don't think anyone cares about. The next elimination round in the dormitory, they need 5 people to go up. They have the risk of getting an advantage, getting eliminated, or eliminating someone else. They're risking a lot, but Falazia, and a couple others do come to the stand. No one unique in particular, you know. Yeah, that's how the episode ends. And finally, we are at episode 5. Falazia, she's 31 years old, and she is a leasing agent supervisor. Falazia is obsessed with true crime and reads tarot cards, and she plans on being herself and connecting with people. She is a new character. She'll come up a little more during this arc. The next episode starts off strong. First guy at the table is forced to eliminate 2 players. So everyone's scared, everyone's nervous. And he chooses the snitch, the redhead, and pretty much he says, I actually like that they say why. And he was like, you're pretty much a snitch, you're untrustworthy, and I don't like you. 141, player 141 goes out with the bang still, and he's like, well, just so y'all know, Chani, she has an alliance with everyone. That's the only reason why I was trying to get her out. In a way, he's indirectly targeting her. The next guy goes up, player 375, and he gets eliminated. Everyone gives him a hug goodbye, and embarrassing, he goes. We got the next guy. It's a 087. He must pick 1 player to eliminate. You know who he chose? Chani's team member. He should have been picking Chani because Chani's kind of the team leader of that, but he didn't because he thought it was one of the guys. Joke's on you, that's what you get for assuming. But alright, and I kind of liked him, so it was kind of disappointing. But player 176 goes out. Next up, we have 2 players left on the stand who have to go through everything, and player 130 goes up next, and he ends up getting an idol. Okay, sorry, I watched too much Survivor. What I mean is an advantage in the next game. Next, last, finally, is player 299, Falazia. Anastasia. I'm so sorry. She goes up and she's so terrified. I felt so bad for her. Crying, she's just going through it. Her friend is crying. Luckily, she does not get eliminated, but she also doesn't get off scot-free, and she has to eliminate 3 players, which is a lot. I'll give her credit because she really sobered up and made a very calculated choice. Player 130, the same player who just got the idol, the advantage right next to her. I would feel so bad if I was him, but also that was very smart. The next person she eliminated, I'm so sorry for you old man and fatherless guy stands. Those are the ones who got eliminated. And let me say, I stand with my girl. It was sad that they had to go, but someone had to go, and they were clearly in alliance, and everyone was so revolving around this old man. After that harsh elimination round, they just chilled and relaxed for a bit, and they just talked. But finally, it was time for food, and they had the contestants make orange juice. Some of them. It was only 5 of them, and they were scared they were going to fail the challenge to make orange juice because they had to squeeze them naturally. And wow, what a plot twist. Because they finally squeeze it, they think they're going to get eliminated. No, they don't. In reality, what happens is they end up having the opportunity to have a picnic, and I think the orange juice was there too. So what's there to worry about? Only 2 people each picnic, okay? You eat with 2 people. No. All the 2 contestants, it's the marbles game. The person you sat with for your picnic, you have to go and beat in a harsh game. Sisters fighting, mothers and sons. My favorite mother and son duo on the show. The only one gone. All gone because you want to sit together with your little friends. And it leaves you on a cliffhanger. Like, that's literally how the episode ends. Yes, this was disappointing. I was literally so heartbroken, but I cannot wait to recap the next 5 episodes because I love you guys and I really love recording this. Thank you guys so much for watching. But anyway, have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.